Welcome back to Tips from the Top. I'm your host, John Prieto. And today's topic is about drones. Now, there are plenty of YouTube videos you can go to find out what's the best one for yourself, how to fly them, camera settings, or maybe even some cool videos on video editing. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today are the rules and regs so we don't get into trouble. And my guest today is Gus Calderon, who's an expert on the rules and regs when it comes to drones. So my first question, Gus, is who's in charge of this airspace up here?
Good question, John. Well, the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, is responsible for the safety of flight in the entire national airspace system.
Okay. Do they put out any general parameters that I need to stay within?
Yes, there are rules for people who are flying their drones for recreational use or hobby use, and then a separate set of rules for people who are using them for commercial purposes.
Height, distance, speed, anything like that?
Absolutely. Whether you're flying for a hobby or for commercial purposes, you need to keep the drone within visual line of sight. In other words, you need to be able to see that drone at all times while it's in the air, and also you need to keep it below 400 feet.
You mentioned commercial use. If I want to, if I got a call from one of my favorite realtors and they say, hey JP, could you video this house for me and bring your drone out, can I just go help myself or do I need to do something special?
Well, technically no. FAA is very clear about this. Either you're using the drone exclusively for a hobby or recreational purpose, or if it's for anything else, even if you don't receive money for it, it's still considered a commercial application. You need to follow those rules and guidelines.
And some licensing, I'm assuming, comes along with that.
That's correct. You need to apply to the FAA and get a license as well.
I've been leading Gus along because I took the time, took the required courses, went down to the FAA, took the exam, and I got my license earlier this year. So this is what it looks like. So if you're going to hire somebody, make sure they're licensed. Okay, so I just got my box from Best Buy or B&H, and I open it up, and I'm going to stay below 400 feet in line of sight, and I'm having some fun. Anything special about the North County area airspace that might be unique that I should be careful of?
Absolutely, John. There are two airports in the area that we really need to be careful when we're flying drones because there are a lot of conventional aircraft flying around.
Okay, so we have two airports. So we have Oceanside and Palomar, and they're about the same distance from my office here in the village. So let's start with Oceanside. Okay, so I get a call and somebody needs something in Rancho del Oro or over in 76. Anything I need to be careful of? It's or not?
Actually, you're fine over there because Oceanside Airport is an uncontrolled airport. In other words, they do not have an operating control tower there. So while priority is given to conventional or manned aircraft, you are allowed to fly your drone over there, but with extreme caution.
I see. So heads up.
Correct.
Okay, now let's talk about the big one. And that's kind of why I brought here today. Palomar Airport. Aircraft control tower, lots of commercial airlines and business airplanes and jets coming in and out of there. Is that different there?
It's completely different. Now Palomar Airport is considered a Class D or Class Delta airport. So with the operating control tower there are a whole set of regulations that apply. And you are prohibited flying your drone within 5 miles of the center of that airport.
5 miles. Okay, so 5 miles, and I've drawn the circle around the map, and that includes almost all of Calavera Hills, all of Bresci Ranch, most of La Costa, all of Aviara, all of the coast, Terramar, and most of Old Carlsbad. So, wait a second. I get a call and I can't go, what do I do if I want to shoot a home in that neighborhood? That's a lot of homes.
It is. There's a lot of area that's basically restricted. However, there is a process where you can apply to the FAA. And you can tell them how specifically you're going to operate safely close to the airport, and if they approve your application, they will send you a certificate of waiver or authorization, and that will allow you to fly your drone near the airport.
Of course, I've been leading Gus in these questions. He helped me, and this is one of his field of expertise. He helped me file and get a certificate of authorization and waiver for that specific area. So I'm able to fly in that neighborhood. So here's the takeaway, and thank you for helping me with this, Gus. Here's the takeaway. If you're going to fly commercially or if you're going to hire somebody, make sure that A, they're licensed, and make sure if they're in those neighborhoods that they have a waiver. Thanks for coming by, Gus.
You're welcome.
I hope this helps. If you got any questions or want to reach out to Gus directly, I'll post his name and phone number. It's John Prieto, Tips from the Top. Thanks for watching.